take Greenland. I don't even know where to begin with this one. It is insane. It's crazy. And, tomorrow we're going to get a little in depth on his 1 year in his second term as presidency and kind of break it down. But the whole thing with Greenland, first of all, it's a Danish territory. Think of it something like Puerto Rico. And it's a bit away from them. And the fact that we're even thinking about this is bizarre. But we live in bizarro world. I think we all recognize that. And quite frankly, I think it's batshit crazy, some of the reasons he's given, including my new favorite reason for all of this, which was yesterday, the whole thought process of he didn't get a Nobel Peace Prize. And because he didn't get a Nobel Peace Prize, damn it, he's going to show everybody that he'll do whatever the hell he wants to do. Then if you're not going to be cool with him being peaceful, then maybe he's got to do something else.
If anybody thinks that Norway doesn't control the Nobel Prize, they're just kidding. They have a board, but it's controlled by Norway, and I don't care what Norway says.
Okay, just, again, bizarre, whatever. Do we need Norway? Well, depending on who you talk to, right? Like the people who love Trump, it's absolutely the most important thing in the history of mankind because it's 5D chess. The average person in America wants nothing to do with it. Trump's usually great at this stuff where he looks at the 80-20, 75-25 thing. He goes, nobody's digging this, so I think I'm going to pivot. And this he's not. When it comes to rare earth minerals, how long would it take us to get that stuff out? 15, 20, 30, 50, 100 years? Who knows? I mean, I've seen estimates for we're never going to get anything out of there to it is going to take us till maybe 2050 and beyond, right? So there's one. And how much is down there? We don't know. What would it do to the entire place itself? Again, all of those things up for demand. Well, what about China? What about China? Are you really worried about China? I mean, it's a weird thing about China. So we're worried about them. We're not. We're still doing trade with them. They're not. They're a massive superpower. We still want to be friends with them. Make up your mind, pick a lane kind of thing. I'm not worried about China. I'm not worried about whether or not China is going to come do anything to us because they're not. Their technology is nowhere near what ours is when it comes to the military side of things. I'm not worried about that one bit. Okay. And I don't think, honestly, I don't get that. And the Russia thing, their fleet has been depleted, right? The Arctic, Baltic is interesting, but are we really? I mean, we can use what are we going to do? We've got the Brits, we're fine. We're fine. And they're willing to give us anything we want. So it goes back to why are we doing this again? What is it that says we got to do this? I have no effing idea. And I don't think a lot of people do either. But they seem to think it's, this amazing thing. And could we set up bases there? Yes, we've been told we can. But we have to own it because, again, why? Well, because it's strategic. What's the strategic? Well, you just don't understand. We're playing 8D chess. I get it. But as an American, I don't know if I'm really thrilled about this, considering they're allies, right? So it's not like we're going to allow China and Russia to do whatever the hell they want over there. Because once again, allies, NATO allies. Maybe this whole thing is to get out of NATO. I have no idea. But if it's really because you're pissed because you didn't get a Nobel Peace Prize, that's an issue, sir, I think we need to deal with. Okay, that is very, how should we say this, childish. I think a lot of people understand that it is. It's a bit childish. Foolery, if you will, to even think something like that. So that being said, it'll be interesting to see how this thing plays itself out. Because with Trump, you never know. I mean, look what we did with Maduro. Okay, now what? Venezuela, what do we got with them? I have no idea. I think a lot of people are asking that question. You look over at Iran. I think it's fair to say that there was some stuff promised to Iran, like there's help on the way, but that help never showed up. How many people ended up dying? God only knows. 5,000, 10,000. How many people are locked up? God only knows. What went down? Why didn't they do something? I'm glad they didn't. And part of that, I have to say, is part of it is Iran has to do its own thing, but Iran also has to have some sort of leader inside of the movement that's actually in the country that has the opportunity to push forward to get the people to move forward. Right now, it was a hodgepodge of stuff, but there is a certain sense now, though, that they are stronger than they were. And I feel like a red line was drawn that didn't need to be. So that'll be interesting to see in the coming days and weeks what plays out there, because I don't think we're done with Iran one bit. And then, of course, you have Minnesota over the weekend. And last week, you had Nate Good, all this stuff that took place. Here we are moving on from it. But we're not, because now we're going to send potentially the military in there, but maybe not. Then we're going to subpoena everybody. And when I look at this, first of all, if you think it's all organic, you're full of shit. All of the protests. It's not. There's a lot of agitators out there, a lot of people that are there to throw fits and to be a nuisance. That being said, they got a job to do. You may not like it. I understand. They may have some issues that they need to take care of when it comes to, I think, the training and some of the stuff that's going on. I think that is an absolute must. I don't believe them 100% what they say. Department of Homeland Security, I'm sorry, I don't buy it. And I don't believe 100% what the protesters have to say. But what I do say is we have an issue in this country with illegal immigration. Common sense would say, hey, I've got a fix. What's the fix? Who's actually here that wants to be here, that looks at America as the things that we all think it is, and have fought hard to come here, and have lived here for X amount of years, maybe raising their family here, and they want to be a part of this amazing experiment that is the United States of America. All right, you're here because you want to put a ring on it. Some of you are here for a booty call. You're here, you want to make money. Eventually, you would like to go back to wherever you came from. And there are some people here that are running from things and look at America as a smorgasbord of free shit, and they want to do whatever they want to do with zero repercussions. So let's put them in those baskets and figure out what we need to do. But there is a job that ICE must do. Before ICE, there was INS. Okay? INS, immigration, before ICE. And then there was ICE after 9/11. The one thing that has hurt the Republicans, in particular, I think Trump, when you go and look at immigration, is we don't like to see the sausage made the way it's being made, right? We want to think the sausage is, no, it's not. It's not. We want to fix the situation. We want to get this sorted. At the same time, we don't like, we don't see the sausage made. And it's being made and it's making us uncomfortable. But also there are tactics that make it feel uncomfortable for a lot of people who are watching who agree with it. There's a place that ICE needs to be in a lot of these areas where they need to take care of business. And a lot of it is also performative amongst the administration and the powers that be that want to fight against the administration and ICE. And then you get shit like this. This is Mondani earlier today on The View.
Well, Mr. Mayor, in light of recent events, there have been renewed calls from prominent Democrats to abolish ICE. I want to know where you come down on abolishing ICE and if you believe that ICE has any legitimate law enforcement role.
I am in support of abolishing ICE, and I'll tell you why. Because what we've...
You're so brave, Mr. Mayor.
What we see is an entity that has no interest in fulfilling its stated reason to exist. We're seeing a government agency that is supposed to be enforcing some kind of immigration law, but instead what it's doing is terrorizing people, no matter their immigration status, no matter the facts of the law, no matter the facts of the case. And I'm tired of waking up every day and seeing a new image of someone being dragged out of a car, dragged out of their home, dragged out of their life. What we need to see is humanity. And there is a way to care about immigration in this city and in this country with a sense of humanity. What we're seeing from ICE is not it, and we have not seen that from them in a long, long time.
So, look, has ICE made more than a few mistakes? Yes. As the administration said some things where you turned out to be not true? Absolutely. Have the powers that be on the ground in these cities made it hell for ICE in every way, shape, or form? 100%. This weekend going into the church. The reason they went into that church is because the pastor happens to work for ICE. and actually run one of the immigration places in Minneapolis. So that's the reason they chose that church. Secondly, the whole thought is to do what? Let's get the shitheads out of here, right? The people that are bad, the people that have orders to be removed, right? When I hear Democrats say, well, they need due process. Okay, great. Give them due process. I've been saying that. But when the due process is did and it's done, get didded, and then you don't like the outcome of that due process, well, that's a you problem, okay? What you really want to say is, no, we don't want to send anybody home. And when it comes to this battle between the feds and the state, it is absolutely ridiculous. If you got a bad person in jail, in prison, they have an order to be removed, and ICE says, hey, can you hold him for us? We're going to come get him. And you're like, we better let him out so they can go out the back, or we're not going to cooperate. What are we doing at this point in time? Just tell me. Tell me, what are we doing at this point in time? I mean, it's insane. It really is. So cooler, calmer heads need to prevail. The problem is politics is very much theatrical at this point in time. It's all performative. And I don't think Trump wants to send the military in because I think he recognizes not a good look, right? You know, the military rolling down the streets. Yeah, that's not a good look. At the same time, the left and the people that want to go out there and attack ICE, they enjoy what's going on because it's, you know, everybody's raising money off of it. And that's frustrating because, once again, the cure is where no money is, right? The disease, prolonging this, keeping this going. Both sides have had numerous opportunities to do what? To put some sort of immigration in place that would work, but they chose to do other things. And because of that, we're here. And if you think that they're going to give up their money-making and money-raising machine at this point in time, that's not going to happen. Right? They already lost Roe v. Wade as far as they were concerned. Well, abortions went to the states now, so they're raising the money. We're not. Let's not get rid of this. So let's just keep it up, and we'll see how much more money we can pump out of this. Remember, show the person being attacked or show the ICE officer getting yelled at, and then say, we need to stop this, and send out those emails. How about we demand you guys get some shit done and act like adults? That'd be crazy, right? All right, tomorrow we'll have another video, a little bit longer tomorrow. Reach out to us across all of our social media. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, we're going to be doing a lot of videos and some other videos on the weekends. Do me a favor, like and subscribe here. Appreciate it when you do that. Share this video. Helps us out. And catch us tomorrow, 6 to 9 Pacific, 9 to noon Eastern on the old radio. Check out ChadBensonShow.com.